That's how you do it. That is how you do it. The Oilers stomp all over the Vancouver Canucks 6-0, make it 10 straight games without a win for their Pacific Division foes. The Oilers back in the win column as well. Sans, Leon, Draisaitl. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GCL Diesel Oil Stream postgame show right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Tom Gazzola, Shawn Belle with you alongside Benny Thompson, who is back at EST Global HQ. We are live on location at Boston Pizza 170th. Great time tonight. You can see Tube Socks behind me there. You can see Dusty Nielsen behind me there in his Play Alberta gear. Lieutenant Eric was here. Only one drinking bottles. He was drinking bottles.
Yep.
Lots of nasties. We had a bunch of birthdays tonight. We had Derek Van Diest, Rip City Step, Tony's wife Karma.
Yep.
And then we had an early birthday for Barry.
Yes.
So a lot of celebrating going on tonight. Great turnout. Absolutely tremendous turnout.
Fantastic.
Here at Boston Pizza 170th. A huge thank you to Curtis and Tony and Sarah, Courtney, Shay, Cindy, the entire Maddie, the entire staff here. They're fantastic. This has really become a pretty good thing.
It's a great spot here.
Yeah, and then it's starting to build up for sure at BP Capilano. Belsey, impressions of the Oilers.
I got a question first. And this is to the nasties, okay?
Oh, really?
Do we still feel sorry for Canucks fans?
No.
Do we still feel sorry for the Canucks? I think I went on this show the last time we did this thing, and I used some expletives directed at...
If you're going to use expletives, you know which button.
I said that you to the Canucks and their fans, and you, Jazzy, because I know you're a Canucks fan. So, nasties, people listening, do we still feel sorry for the Canucks? You know what? We don't.
I'm not saying things like that.
No, we don't.
I would not say things like that.
Because we just waxed the floor with the Vancouver Canucks.
Well, and you played for the Oilers, so you can say that.
And it felt beautiful.
Yeah, Belsey. Yeah.
How do you really feel? Wow.
It felt nice.
I didn't know you felt this way.
It felt nice going into Vancouver and saying, you know what? We don't have dry, but we're going to absolutely beat the brakes off you. And you, because we did.
What is this, a fan outlet? That's former Oilers Shawn Belle. Orange and blue pride right there.
Yep.
Let us know your thoughts, 780-218-9999. Jump into the nasty chat as well. Yes, the Oilers absolutely dominate the Vancouver Canucks 6-0. That's an important 2 points for the Oil. Vancouver continues to struggle. They are now losers of 7 straight and winless in 10-0-7-3. Have not won a game since December 30th, 2025. Of course, GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. Benny Thompson, your thoughts?
Yeah, a couple different things. For one, Oilers side, great to see the secondary scoring.
Yep.
Basically winning this game for them. Connor McDavid's got 1 point tonight. Hyman 1 goal. But I mean, it's Roszick with 2 goals, Kapanen with 2 goals, Podkolzin scoring. So, that's a great sign, right? Your big dog and Leon Draisaitl's out. You fill in for him with the scoring today. So check mark there. Great job, Edmonton. Tristan Jarry. To me, this is going to sound like it's a shot at Jarry, but it's not. That's got to be the easiest 31 save shutout I've seen in a while. The Canucks did not look good. That's another takeaway. They are brutal. To me, they did not look dangerous whatsoever in that O-zone. I think you could count the amount of high danger chances they had on one hand today. So that's a credit to the defense, but that's also a credit to Tristan Jarry for not allowing one of those high dangers to go in on him. So good for him. Solid win. You took care of business. You didn't get off to the right start that I think we were all talking about in that first period.
Yeah, it was slow.
Yeah,
it was a little bit slow. Kind of scrappy,
Yep.
But in that second period, exploded for 6 goals. So good for them. Check marks. They beat a team that's struggling. Good for them. You move on tomorrow.
The nice part about it, though, is even though that the start of it wasn't as good as they wanted it to be, they didn't break. They didn't leak any goals. There wasn't really a ton of like grade A scoring chances, and it gave them a little bit of time. It bought them time to kind of get their game, and by that time, it was over. Once they got their game, the Canucks couldn't keep up. They couldn't handle them. The secondary scoring was fantastic because that's exactly what we wanted. And, you know, in the pregame, we asked the question, who's going to step up? Well, I think multiple guys stepped up, and that's what the Oilers need. If they want to have any kind of run, you know, winning streak run, get into the playoffs and have a bit of a go at it, they need that secondary scoring to step up. And it was nice. Yes, I get that the Canucks are beat up. Yes, I get that the Canucks are not the real Canucks because there's 7 guys, regulars out of the lineup. Yep. But you still need to see that secondary scoring, and it showed up.
It did. We got some stats to pass along from Swainer, Brian Swain, who always shares some really great stats that he digs up. He says the Oilers have scored at least 6 goals in a game 74 times since the start of the 2019-2020 season. Of those 74 games, this is only the 3rd without at least 1 goal from McDavid or Draisaitl.
Yeah.
So there you go, depth scoring.
Yep.
Good to see.
Yeah, that's really crucial for the Oilers to be able to get that depth scoring, because if you can get that third line starting to roll with Roslovic, Howard, and Savoy, like, they become dangerous. They become 9 forwards deep. And now all of a sudden, you're not just sitting saying, hey, we're going to focus in on the Draisaitl line and the McDavid line, because if you can get that secondary scoring with that third line, well, they become way more dangerous than they have been.
Yeah.
I wanted... Go ahead, Benny. Sorry.
This ties all the way back to my question of the night. Trent Frederick on the second line, right? I'm not going to sit here and say that he was fantastic tonight. He was, I don't know, Trent Frederick. But
I think he was adequate tonight.
He was adequate, right. To me, I believe that decision was made from Chris Knoblauch because he saw chemistry brewing on that third line. And I don't think he wanted to screw around with it. I think he wanted to give that third line that's been seemed like they're getting looks, so they just haven't converted. He wanted to give them currently the worst team in the NHL right now to see some goals go in. And you saw that on Roslovic's second goal. Starts with Savoy hitting Howard on a breakout pass. Howard walks in, beautiful feed of Roslovic backdoor. Those are the type of looks that they've been having. They just haven't been converting on them. It's good to see that they went in tonight. And if you can get, once again, like you were saying, if you can get a third line going, this team is so much more dangerous when you have 3 lines that can score opposed to 2.
Yep. 9 forwards pick up a point tonight. 3 defensemen, 12 skaters out of 18. Good to see Trent Frederick on the score sheet tonight, +2, 14:01 time on ice, 1 shot, 1 hit, 1 giveaway. No points for him, unfortunately. Janmark, no points. And then the other Oiler not to pick up a point was Andrew Mangiapane. Mangiapane played a team low 9:05 tonight. That's right. And then on the defensive side of things, you got a point from Bouchard, you got a point from Emerson, and 1 from Wallman. Actually, the minutes on D were spread out nicely. Bouchard did not lead the team in ice tonight. It was actually Darnell Nurse at 22:59. Bouchard at 22:32. Wallman at 21:29. Then you have Emerson, 18:52. Ekholm, 18:24. Stasny, 15:43. All right, let's go to the text line, 780-218-9999. Jumping to the nasty chat as well. I see the nasty chat's going pretty good already. RBM gets the first word from the text line tonight. RBM says, boys, what's better than seeing the Canucks in the bottom of the standings? Seeing the Canucks in the bottom of the standings getting absolutely smacked around by a team in their own barn. I am with you, Bellsy. The world is a better place when the Canucks are down in the basement of the league. There's no love lost between these two fan bases.
No, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm here for it. And, you know, I remember when the Oilers and the Canucks were starting to meet in the playoffs here a couple of years ago. I'm like, just wait till this sparks up. And it has. And it hasn't died. It's fantastic. Yeah. And it's nice to see multiple rivalries. Like, to me, it's the best hockey. especially when you smack around the Canucks.
The fan bases get into it. Go ahead, Ben. Sorry.
All this animosity around this matchup is still from that playoff series. Like that's
it really
how crazy
is.
It's because the Canucks have sucked since then. Like there's been no reason for Oilers fans to be pissed off at the Vancouver Canucks past 2 years because they've sucked. But the reason why we talked about this being such a highly heated rivalry is because of that one playoff series where I think we saw
It's because that little girl was just running her mouth.
F. Campbell, F. Hyman, or whatever she was saying.
And she was giving it to everybody.
Yeah. But fans, I mean, on both sides were crazy going into each other's radio show, all this stuff. It was ridiculous.
Benny, you were just working. You were just with us with Hello Hockey, correct?
No, this was the year before Hello Hockey.
So you didn't even get to see what our nasty chat looked like.
Yeah.
It was craziness.
I heard stories. Like, it's ridiculous.
Look who it is.
You guys have been talking. They just keep dancing behind you, and they're putting on a show behind you.
Yeah, we know.
This is Turning Point Tara.
Turning Point Tara's here.
Glorious return. Have you had fun tonight? Big time? Too much fun? What's been the highlight of the night for Turning Point Tara? That the Oilers won. She's very happy about that.
And this guy was here. He wasn't
Oh, big Bellsy fan.
Yeah.
Big Bellsy fan. We're glad you're here.
I love you guys.
Oh, there you go. You're the most popular out of anybody. Yeah. She is lovely. That is Turning Point Tara coming to say hello.
I thought she said she wasn't going to come into the camera on postgame.
Come on. Give her a couple of beverages.
Yeah.
She's having a good time. Well, we appreciate it. We had a great time tonight. Some new listeners that haven't been out to any of our watch parties coming out tonight. Shout out to Damien, who was here. He said, hey, I just wanted to check it out. And I hope the Nasties welcomed him in with open arms, and it's awesome to see. I like, we have like a good cluster of listeners and nasties, as we like to say, that make it out to our watch parties. But it's always good when we have new people being like, you know what, that looks like or sounds like it could be a lot of fun. I'm going to check it out. We love that. So we highly encourage you to do it. Damien did it tonight, so shout out to him for hopping on or hanging out here at BP 170th. All right, let's get to some more text here as the Oilers win 6-0 over the Vancouver Canucks. Smokey the Bear. Hey, good to hear from Smokey the Bear. Says, holy, what a night. First, my Seahawks put belt to butt on the 49ers. Then the Oilers shut out the Canucks on the road without Draisaitl. I'm having a good night. Also, the Nucks and their fans. Let's go Oilers from Smokey the Bear. People are feeling good, and there's that animosity. So, Smokey, thank you for the text. Good to hear from you. This one in jest, obviously. Tommy, what's your thoughts? I felt 29 was invisible tonight. Yes. Well played. Bravo,
it seemed like he was on a plane somewhere.
He's got more important things to take care of. So he'll take care of some family stuff, and then they'll get him back, sounds like, at some point next week. Tube Socks says, I hear Tara's in the house. Oh, look at that. She's back.
Oh, she was right there.
Yeah, Tube Socks was also here. Good to see him. Let's go to Buzz. No, we'll skip that one. Actually, I wanted to point this out because Shaggy, who likes to take the dark side of the path most nights.
Yeah.
Actually,
the force is strong with that one.
Actually had some not negative things to say. So, Shaggy, we appreciate that.
Attaboy, Shaggy.
Shaggy says,
coming around.
Frederick didn't suck tonight. He was mediocre and not as useless as he usually is. All right.
Hey, attaboy, Shaggy.
Wait, here we could do this. We do one of these for Shaggy, not going completely negative. Very good.
Man, nice work, buddy.
Corn Chip Gunge says Shaggy is chipper tonight. Mm-hmm. And
I like positive Shaggy.
Sheldon reacted by saying, what the hell is that? I think he's surprised by positive Shaggy or not negative Shaggy. So I can give that some time.
I'd like to see more of the positive Shaggy. Yeah. That guy's awesome. I mean, the normal Shaggy is good too, but I enjoy this positive Shaggy.
Much better. Positivity is nice. It's nice. Timberwoodsman chiming in says, great game. Could have used the Lazar goal with money on the line. I think Big Uke
He
Big
did get a
Uke
point,
won
though.
some bucks on Pod Colson goal.
First
so he's
assist of the year.
For who?
Lazar.
Nice. Good. Because he's only scored this year, right?
Yep.
Juan texting in says, I feel sorry for the Canucks as much as I feel sorry for the Bills. Tough one.
Oh, man.
Tough one
That's
for
my boy.
How about Bo Nix, though?
I could care. Oh, Bo Nix. That
That's
one sucks.
Busted up bone
That is
in his
a
ankle.
really tough injury. I don't know how the Broncos are going to get past that, but we're not talking football here. We're talking about the Oilers and how they just smacked around the Canucks.
Damien texts in. He says, had a great time tonight. Tommy's a great guy. Thank you, Damien.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what Benny says about him. Benny talking
Yeah.
that smack.
What? What did I say?
I think he's ribbing you.
Yeah, he is.
What happened here?
Well deserved.
What's Berube getting mad about tonight?
Love every second of it.
He's getting fired up, yelling at somebody walking off the ice tonight. What do you got?
The nasty chat's going
Okay.
good.
It is?
Shaggy, Turning Point Tara's appearance cheered me up.
Yeah.
Corn chip punch. Shaggy, relax, you dog.
Listen, I think corn chip guy, good point. I think
got
a lot
some
of people are
favorites.
happy
I'm
to
starting
see
to develop
Tara
some
tonight.
favorites in the nasty chat. I'm not going to say who they are, but I thoroughly enjoy this.
It is unique, is it not?
It is. It's very unique. Now, on a win, obviously way more chipper. Kind of funny when they lose, but a little bit like maybe too much on the negative side.
Who?
When the Oilers lose.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
We
just
know
maybe
this.
a little
This is
bit
not
too
new.
much. I mean, yeah.
Okay. Let's go to Hontorio Momes. Hontorio Momes says, boys, I hope Dreisaitl's family is okay. This might force some guys to step up over a period and will benefit them and the team. Nuge needs to be a center. The Canucks suck. They didn't turn the shutout into a out. Sorry, I want to get that right. By dropping a single log on their goalie stats with 2 minutes left. Because remember, the Oilers had troubles keeping shutouts on the board for their goalies earlier in the season.
Now,
good point by Hontorio Mums.
Great point. Chat about the Nuge center comment.
Yeah, that's
I actually agree. Like watching him today at center, I thought he was really good. I thought he made plays. I thought he played hard. I think he was trying to be the driver on that line, and it makes you wonder if you decided to go McDavid, Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins down the middle
in the playoffs,
and you surrounded them properly. And I don't think you have the money to go out and find a replacement for Nuge on that top line, but it does make you wonder and say, hey, like, how would this change the team? Because once you're in center and you've got those 3 players there, and you're 3 deep at center and really good players, well, now everything becomes just a little bit better because you're getting positive matchups everywhere you go.
Yeah,
you know that the top pairing is going to focus on either McDavid or Draisaitl. But then you're going to say, okay, Nuge, and if we can get guys that can score on his wings, well, you're going to get a favorable matchup. And it kind of goes back to the conversation I think we had last week when we talked about Marchand being on the third line. Well, we know he's not a third liner. We know he's a first liner, but he plays on Florida's third line, and it becomes a massive factor.
They played like a first line last year in the playoffs.
And so it makes you wonder what would happen if they truly said, Nuge, you're going to be a third line centerman, and then they went and surrounded the other 2 guys.
I understand that, but I would ask you guys, how much does the quality of competition tonight make his performance at third line center or second line center tonight, and then like you suggest, maybe third line center at some point? They were playing against a largely AHL team, right?
Oh, no, it definitely changes it. But at the end of the day, it would still be the same conversation because even if you had a team that was fully dressed with NHL players, you're still, as a third-line center, for the most part, going to get favorable matchups. You're more than likely going to be facing off against the 5th and 6th defensemen. And Nugent Hopkins, we know, is a top 6 forward.
Yeah.
So having the ability, and this is just a hypothetical conversation, obviously, but
if
you have Nugent Hopkins, Howard, and Savoy, as opposed to Roslovic. Just once again, hypothetical. Does that now give you a better opportunity to get an extra goal because your third line is going to possibly outplay another team's third line because they just don't have the same horses?
In theory, yeah. Go ahead, Benny.
I think the matchup, the matchup part of it, I think, is with their biggest advantage. Like, Nuge is great in his own end, so to throw him at 3C, you at least know that he's going to be able to drive his own line defensively. I think it's a mistake if they don't give it a shot when everyone's healthy. Like, give it a try, see what you got, right? To me, Jack Roslovic should be playing in your top 6. Scores 2 goals. He had gone kind of cold over the past couple games, but you could throw him up with McDavid and Hyman, and you go Podkolzin, Draisaitl, Kapanen, Howard, Nuge, Savoy, or whatever. Like, to me, I think there's serious upside into Nuge playing 3C. I think there's been a lot of people that have been clamoring for this to happen. I'm for it. It's just, to me, when I look at McDavid's post games and how he talks about his line, he really, really likes Nuge on his wing. You can tell. He said when he was on that point streak, he's like, a reporter asked him, what's attributing you to do this. He's like, it helps that Nuge and Hyman are healthy and on my line. Like they've really completed me. So to me, you'd be losing that ridiculously dominant line, but it might be better to spread it out. So yeah, I think you gotta give it a look.
Just quality of player compared to the other guys that have taken spins at third line center in the last year and a bit. He's the best one. There's no denying that. But he's so good that, guess what? The best player in the world also likes having him on his line. Hard to break up a line that good. So I get it. Things can change. Somebody can emerge.
Yep.
Maybe one of these young wingers has a good game, or not good game, but just puts together a nice stretch, and they start to find some confidence, and maybe that creates more flexibility ultimately. And speaking of having a good game, like, I thought Roslovic having a couple of goals tonight was a good thing. Kapanen picking up a couple of goals was a good thing. And then using this game as a
launch point,
a launch pad, or a ramp, however you want to call it. Hopefully they get some of that, build some momentum into tomorrow, continue that into tomorrow against the St. Louis team that will be better than this Vancouver Canucks team was tonight, but still a St. Louis team that's generally vulnerable, but has won a couple of games here recently. I'm looking at the Blues. What did they do if they were in action tonight? They were not, so they were idle. But they have won their last 2 games. This is going to be a tougher game tomorrow. They beat Tampa in a shootout last night, so if this could be a launching point, ramp, whatever the hell you want to call it for some of these guys, and then you have a nice run where they're feeling good and adding some layers to the offense, great. And then if one of them or 2 of them somehow gets to take it and prolong this, it might create flexibility where you could say, all right, we could slide Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to third line center when Leon's back and Henrique's back, whatever. Like, that could be a good outcome from all of this. Hopefully this is emanating here tonight. What say you? 780-218-9999. Let's go to Bookkeeper Bill. Bookkeeper Bill texts in from Ottawa. Says, what do you guys think of the solution to the 3-goalie issue? Jari or Ingram start every game. Pickard is the backup every game. I don't want Jari or Ingram having to come in cold and higher risk of injury. What do you think? I'll go over to Belsey on that one.
If you're going to keep 3 goaltenders, then I would kind of rotate it that way. It's a tough question because in reality, you probably want to send a guy down because you want to incur more cap space. So my thought would be to send a guy down, and it would be Ingram, and I'd send him down tonight or tomorrow.
Do you think he gets through waivers, though?
Ingram has until Sunday.
Sorry, I was thinking of Pickard. My bad.
So he has until Sunday to get sent down, and send him down Saturday or whatever, and you still have your organizational depth, and if something were to go wrong, well, you can bring him back up. But to me, it's you gotta ask the question. Okay, well, what are the Oilers thinking moving forward? And that question pertains more to just the goalie conversation. It's where do you feel your team is? Do you think you're one player away, two players away? What do you truly feel? Because if you feel like you're one player away, well, let's go try to swing for as much as you can. And having as much cap as you possibly can get is a big deal. So for a team that's starving for more cap room, having 3 goaltenders to me doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. It's never a good situation.
It's never a good situation because you're burning cap, and then whatever you incur, obviously, well, it just becomes less. So your ability to go out and get maybe a $4 million player doesn't happen because now you've wasted that on another goaltender. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that he's going to get sent down. I'm just saying, for my personal opinion, I think for the Oilers, if you're thinking, more than just outside of the goaltender, it's important to send him down. And I think you have to say, okay, Ingram, you're going to go down. You're going to get more games. You're going to get more touches. You might come back up, but we need to get some other things, situated and figured out. But at the same time, Ingram's been unbelievable.
He's been really solid.
He's been so you have a problem that the Oilers have been hoping for years. Yeah. And so I'd be hard pressed to think they're going to send Ingram down.
Penner's Pancake says neither would pass through waivers. Ottawa would grab either, and I think Philly's hurting for goalies right now.
But if you send Ingram down before Sunday, he's waiver exempt. So you can get him to the minors without having to worry about losing a goaltender. That's why the days are important. If it's after Sunday, well then yes, you're not touching anything, and you got a 3-headed monster.
To me, 100% Ottawa is picking up whoever goes on waivers. Jake Sanderson had a quote tonight saying, it's hard to win games when you have 10 saves. You can't get 10 plus saves. Something along the lines of that. That's tough.
It was a 6-5 loss to the Habs.
Yeah.
And who got the start again tonight?
Leemelainen, something like the Finnish goalie.
He faced 19 shots. So
what happened to Omar?
He's leave of absence.
Dude, he's away from the team. Oh. Belsey. See that? See? Duped us.
Yeah, but to me, either goalie goes that goes on waivers getting claimed by Ottawa. I think you've made your decision here with how much Ingram's played, and for how good he's played. To me, they did the proper thing. They brought him up. You know what you have in Pickard. Okay, you got to give Ingram a little bit of a runway. You see what you got in him. You've seen that now for I think it's 7 games he started. 6 of the 7 starts were great. We're solid with solid goaltending. So it's such a weird story now because a month and a half ago we're talking about how the Oilers need to upgrade their goaltending, and they're in such a bad spot right now, and every fan base is like, why don't they have a goalie? They still trust Stuart Skinner, blah, 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 blah. And you fast forward, and now you have this, really, it's a good thing that they're having this problem right now. They're going to have to make a decision. And as much as Calvin Pickard is loving that dressing room, you got to let him go. Connor Ingram's your backup to me. As much as Connor, it's a what have you done for me lately league. Connor Ingram's been the guy. And I think they're going to send down Pickard eventually, but we'll see.
No Clue 420 in the nasty chat says Picks days are done. Corn Chip Gunch says Picks to be number 1 in Ottawa. And then Mex Pazuzu says King Ghidorah used to give Godzilla a hard time. Great 3-headed monster. Yes. Good Godzilla reference. My brother would appreciate that.
Nice work.
And then, Chris Knoblauch said it prior to the game the other night here at home against the Islanders. Whether you believe him or not, he said that they weren't 100% sure what they were going to do with their goalies just yet. And they do have time, if they really want to go as long as after the Olympic break and then make a decision.
And that might be the play. Keep them all up. Gives you more runway. Truly find out what you have. Go from there. And I wouldn't be upset either way.
But to me, it's like I more think of like unless Jari gets hurt again, where does Pickard start here? Because Connor Ingram every time has stepped in has played well. It's hard for him to sit. The only time you're going to pull Connor Ingram out of the net is to go play Tristan Jari, who just got you a shutout tonight. So it's like as much as you want to carry 3 goalies, is Pickard just going to be a cheerleader for you guys? Like that's where I wonder where. Like, how is he going to get games in?
Yeah, and that's a great question because I don't see that happening. If Jari's going like he did today, which, you know, he played a solid game. I don't know if he got a ton of grade A chances. A lot of stuff was from the outside. But, hey, he played a fantastic game because at the end of the day, like, hey, they won.
He cleaned it up.
He cleaned it up. Yeah. And then you look back to the Ingram game, he just went toe-to-toe with Sorokin.
He did.
And so you've got 2 goaltenders that are playing well. Pickard, we already know what Pickard is. He's a guy that's going to come in, and he's going to battle, and he's going to give you everything that he possibly has. And he might be able to steal a game or two. And as far as being a starter, well, Pix has shown that he can be a starter in small doses. Mm-hmm. So I think it's a perfect scenario for the Oilers. And this is not me saying, hey, I think you should rush to get rid of Pickard or you should rush to try to get Ingram down. I'm going to give you the rationale as to why I think you send Ingram down. But at the same time, I think you have to carry the 3-headed monster because of the fact that these goaltenders are playing that well.
They all go in there not wanting to give up an inch to the other guy. Yep. And I appreciate that. Gives them a bit of an edge. And generally, that'll help the team overall if each guy is razor sharp. Every night he gets an opportunity to go in there. All right, keep those texts coming in. 780-218-9999. The Oilers beat the Canucks 6-zip. A good win for the Oil. They will bring it back home to take on the Blues tomorrow night. I do have a couple of texts to get to. One from Coach Mike. This one I think sums it up nicely. Coach Mike says 12 Oilers get a point tonight. I was talking about that earlier. Nice to enjoy a game for once. Hope this offensive juice keeps flowing tomorrow. Coach Mike. Riding the Pine says 48 minutes, Tommy. What did I do? What happened in 48 minutes? What did I miss? Fill me in there. All right. What?
I'm seeing our Hello Hockey insider tweeting out, if the Kings open a goal-scoring clinic, they would go bankrupt. They lost 2-1 in overtime to the Ducks tonight. David.
Come on, man.
Paisan. Okay.
Come on, man.
No, that's a Kings problem, not an Oil Country problem. Tonight, an Oil Country probably says, that's too bad. How about that? Interesting. All right, let's go to Rogers Arena and inside the Oilers locker room. We're going to hear from Darnell Nurse tonight after Edmonton's 6-0 victory over the Vancouver Canucks.
Second period, 6 goals in 13 and a half minutes. I'm not sure if you know this, but that's the fastest in franchise history since 1996 to put up numbers like that. What does that kind of say about your team effort tonight?
Yeah, the team effort was great. Once we got on the front foot and we're capitalizing, I think it just, wave, shift after shift, and we came in waves. So up and down the lineup, there was a lot of contribution. Obviously, Jar is making some big saves for us as well.
I know you guys didn't get the result you wanted on Thursday, but there was a lot of positive talk about your game. Just maybe take us through the time between Thursday and tonight, and what was going through you guys' mind and your approach?
I think, we felt decent about Thursday, but when you don't get the result, obviously there's lots you feel like you can change, and luckily we didn't. We just kind of stuck with our game and played. We were capable of playing. It started defensively, and once we got into the ozone, creating chances and playing off one another, not forcing things. So there's a lot of good things, and we got to keep it going into tomorrow.
How about having Christian behind you? What's it like having him behind you, him pitching his first shutout, and what the dynamics like between you guys?
Yeah, our goaltending, all 3 guys over the course of the last month or so have been great. And I think having him back there tonight, he's just he was a brick wall. He ate everything up that was loose around him. Also played the puck well too, and then helped us D-men on the breakouts. So it was a full package out there.
One more question about Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. It is a special weekend for him. $9.99 in his hometown tonight, $1,000 tomorrow. Just how do you kind of encapsulate this weekend for a teammate that means as much as he does in this locker room?
It's perfect timing, really. For him to be able to celebrate $9.99 here, and then do everything tomorrow. Obviously, such an important part of not just our team, but the organization, and helping our team get to the point that it's at now. And he's been a leader on and off the ice, and it's a fun weekend to watch him be a part of and soak it all up.
Okay, there's Darnell Nurse +3 tonight. Nurse also leading all defensemen in time on ice with 22.59. He also had 5 shots and 1 giveaway in the Oilers' victory over the Canucks. That was an interesting point by Tony there. I know Jack pointed it out that the fastest 6 goals, 13:23, scored by the Oilers since 1996. So 30 years ago. First time 2 Oilers have scored twice in the same period since Draisaitl and Mark Letestu in Game 6 of the second round series against the Anaheim Ducks back in 2017. So some interesting stats there on a very happy night in Oil Country. Do you have anything to say?
No.
Can I help you?
I'm good, buddy.
I see what you and Benny are talking about. Oh boy.
It's a fun night. It's a fun night at BP. We're having a great time.
Yeah.
It's a great night.
I'm looking at the nasty chat too. Like today, everybody's in a very good mood. I think everybody's come out of that holiday season. The malaise or whatever. It seems like everyone's out and about, but beautiful day out there as well. So I'm just laughing. You guys are hilarious. Let's go to this one. Brandon Rules, first timer here. Well, no Hatties, but we got ourselves a shutout. Nice. Welcome, Brandon. Very good to hear from you. Thank you for texting in for the first time. We appreciate it. Troll texted, says, awesome win. Get Canucks fans. LMAO. Nice to see them get a shutout for their goalie. A lot of people. There's no love lost for Oilers fans to Canucks fans, and then I'm sure Canucks fans towards Oilers fans. I'm sure they would throw a few U's to the Oilers fans and go to you. If they could. Not tonight, though, because the Oilers could provide all the ammo and laughing that Oilers fans want and need. Let's go to this one. It's RBM. I'm going to skip RBM here. Vincenzo says, great win. Nothing better than seeing Vancouver lose even more than the Flames. Yeah, it's to that point. Norman at Combine says, good to see Berube kicking ass. Good to see the whole Combine crew except for Brody tonight. Garen and Bryce were at the lacrosse game last night and got into one.
I know. They looked a little bit banged up.
Yeah. That one sucks. Timber Woodsman says, the NHL took an assist away from McDavid. Dusty's play of the day is busted. That sucks. And then Rodsy says, we 100% end the back-to-back losing streak Sunday. There's been a lot of that. Back-to-backs have not been kind to the Oilers this season. Bookkeeper Bill also adds, if Ingram starts, Jari doesn't dress him. If Jari starts, Ingram would not dress. Pickard is a permanent backup every game. All right, do we have any more clips? I don't even want to know what you guys are texting to each other.
No, the Oilers have not tweeted anything. It has been strictly Darnell
It's been
Nurse's.
quiet, man.
It's
been quiet.
everyone's having a fun time, man. They're rocking tonight. It's
Benny, you said the parking lot was full.
yeah. The parking lot at the office here is full. I wonder what's going on. I couldn't tell you. It's totally not loud.
Man.
When I take off my headphones, it doesn't sound like I'm on a dance floor at all. Totally not.
Oh.
Yeah.
On the road with JT Shark via the Nasty Chat says there seem to be more Oilers fans at the game tonight than Nucks fans. Lots of Oilers fans in the lower mainland for sure.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Lots of that. And they usually turn out as well. I think it's called the Black Frog in Vancouver, is a pseudo Oilers bar as well. I am aware of that. Let's go to Atif, who is here tonight. Great to see Wheels. Says, what a night. Oilers win, hanging out with the Nasty, seeing Tommy. Sorry I missed seeing you, Belzy, next time. Do you guys think now Leon gone for a bit, do you see any new line combinations come out of nowhere that would work? That's from Atif. I'll put that to you, Belzy.
Oh, I mean, I would continue to use the lines that they had because there seemed like there's legitimate chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you got to kind of let it run its course. And if you start to see guys sag or dip in their play, then you can change it around. But, I mean, having that continuity, I think, is a good thing.
Todd Gack wants to know if Dustin's here. Yes.
Yeah, Dusty
He's
is
still here. His CFL jacket is right behind us. He's having a good night.
Dusty's having a great time.
Dusty is out tonight. Everybody's having a lot of fun as the Oilers win 6-0. All right, let's get to the turning point of the game, brought to you by Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy. At Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy, they like to remind everybody that Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists while you have a bag of frozen peas. So get the same locker room approach trusted by the best in the game at Advantage Sport Medicine. Book your assessment today, www.advantagesportmed.ca, or call 780-460-9977. To me, the turning point of the game, I mean, you had the 1-0 lead. The Oilers could have gone to a quick 2-0 lead had they scored on that blown challenge that turned into another penalty for the Canucks, but they didn't. However, they did get one a couple minutes later, but they made it 3-0 from Kasperi Kapanen. I thought that's like 1-0. Canucks probably still had a bit of hope. 2-0, maybe fleeting hope, but still a tiny bit. 3-0. Kapanen puts that third one on the board. Game over. That one came at 11:42 of the second period. You knew that they weren't turning back. And then Roslovic would add another one 3 minutes later. And then Kapanen, his second of the period at 15:08. But I think once you got to 3-0, to me at least, that's when you got the sag from the Canucks. Yeah. Remember I said on the pregame show, I want to see them step on the Canucks. Do not give them even an ounce of hope. It took until the second period for the Oilers to get to that point, but they did. That's the most important thing. And they just kept the pedal to the metal for the most part and walked out of that second period with a 6-0 lead. Perfect. And then cruised home like Coach Mike was saying, where you could just sit back, relax, and enjoy the final period and not be too pent up and nervous and anxious and all that stuff.
There wasn't a ton of pushback once they kind of got to that 3-0.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that is your Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy turning point of the game. And look at that. Speaking of Kasperi Kapanen, spoke to the media tonight. A couple goals for Kapanen, looking good. Every time he scored, all we heard in here was top six Cappy.
That was me.
Looking pretty good. Cost me some chicken. Some delicious, delicious chicken that we had on Wednesday from Popeyes, but well worth it. Let's hear from Kasperi Kapanen, the 2-goal man.
Take us through the effort, especially in that second period when you guys scored 6 goals in 13 and a half minutes.
Yeah, I think the second period was really good from us, and I thought throughout the game we played well, and even the Islander game that we lost, I thought as a whole we played a pretty solid game. So we just want to continue this momentum, and tomorrow's going to be a tough game, and then back-to-backs are always hard, so it'll be tough, but I like where our team's at right now. Everybody's stepping up. We miss Leo, and we wish him the best, and to him and his family, obviously going through a lot right now. So obviously playing for him as well. So big win today.
breakaway? You have a spot? What are you looking for on that?
Yeah, that's tough. You obviously want to look at the goalie a little bit and see if he's far out or if he's kind of more in the net. And I think eventually, as for me at least, you just decide on a move or you pick a spot and you kind of just stick to it. So I thought it didn't go in for a second, but I'm happy it did.
How about Ryan Nugent-Hopkins? We know you guys know how special of a weekend it is for him being here, and then tomorrow 1,000. What's he like as a teammate? What kind of gravity does he really have in the locker room and in this team?
He's a phenomenal hockey player, but he's an even better guy in person. So we're obviously excited to celebrate 1,000 tomorrow, and I'm sure for him to kind of come back to Vancouver, and he played a hell of a game today, and so did Freddie. So those 2 goals that I scored are that's all both those guys. So it was easy for me to kind of just put the puck in the net.
And how about the work Tristan Jarry did between the pipes? His 31 saves first shot.
Yeah, I mean I've seen it before in Pitt, and I think guys that played against him a bunch, we all know he's a tremendous goalie. So he was incredible today, and a big reason why we won.
Do you feel like he stabilizes the back end a little bit whenever he's in there? It looks like he's very calm.
He's very calm, which I think makes the team calm when you have a guy like that. And like I said, I've seen it in Pitt before, so it obviously makes us play that much better. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Cute.
Adorable.
Turn around, tell me. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay.
Oh. All right, that was Kasperi Kapanen. A couple goals for him. The one and only Jasmine Sidu from the Hangout joining us here. What did you say right before the Kapanen interview ended there?
I said that I feel really bad for the Canucks fans. Like there's no hope. Obviously, they are the last team in the entire NHL. Like that's a bad place to be. Although they will get the first round pick if they keep it up.
Jazzy, can I interrupt you for a second?
Yeah.
This is the mantra right now on this show. You Canucks fans.
No. That
You
Kelsey
Canucks.
said.
You media. Everything about the Canucks.
No,
Yo, boys, we get a lot of those haters that come in the chat, come at us. We love it. We love your
Vancouver?
support. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Canucks fans out there. But by the way, shout out to Arshdeep Bains for playing in that match today. As a proud Punjabi girl, I was happy to see that. Wow. However, y'all, get it together, and you are the last NHL, but last in the NHL, and let's see what happens with you guys. But we missed your rivalry. We're not going to see the playoffs
like a
with you
true
this
Canucks
year.
fan.
Yeah. Okay. Hard. I'm not
Benny?
a Canucks fan.
Yeah,
Hey, Benny.
It's unbelievable.
Canucks fan Jasmine, she's hiding it right now.
For real. On God, I'm going to get you, Benny.
Okay, real quick. How has the night been? Because we had a really good turnout tonight.
Yo, if you guys are not involved in our Nasty Nation over here, it is so much fun. The love, it was just packed with the great fans. We all love to come and hang out with you guys, and you guys are wonderful. And if you guys are missing out if you're not joining us, so come out.
There you go.
Anyways, you guys are beautiful.
Okay, prediction for tomorrow, St. Louis. Nuge's 1,000th game. Go ahead, real quick.
What's Nuge's game? What do you think? It's going to be a dub.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe a low-scoring game, but a dub.
Against the Blues?
Yeah, against the Blues. Depends on who's in net. Ingram? What do you think?
Probably,
yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. It's a dub, guys. Take it.
All right, there's Jasmine. Thank you, Jazzy.
Nice work,
Appreciate
Jazzy.
it. There you go.
Okay. Thanks for having me, guys.
Jasmine
Have a great night.
Sidu,
Bye.
there you go. From the Hangout. A lot of fun. There you go. You get a hug, I don't. Whatever.
Yeah.
Ouch, I guess.
You just got to set Canucks fans in their place.
Well, you've been a bit spicy tonight.
I haven't, actually. Not even a little bit.
A little spicy.
I've been the same tone for the last
Blank you, media.
Yeah, you are media.
Except for you, Irf, because you're actually a beauty.
They have a lot of great.
They actually have some
John
really,
Shorthouse.
They got some great dudes out there.
Great on the call tonight.
But it's just
Dan
it's
Murphy's
because
one
of that
the
little
best.
girl.
Well, they encouraged her to do that. That video is 2 years old.
And, yeah, but it still stings.
You'll be okay.
It still is like, really? You're going to say blank Hyman, blank McDavid, blank all these guys? No.
Edmonton
No,
won that series.
little girl. We won. So I have a sense of pride. I have a sense of passion.
That's beautiful.
Do I have some loyalty?
Yeah, well, you did play for them and not the Canucks, so
So I'm just
I'll give you
saying.
that. Okay.
I'm not spicy.
Yeah, but spicy.
I'm just rolling with my team.
Okay.
That's my team.
All
my
right.
boys.
Benny, unless you have something else to add, let's go to Chris Knoblauch after tonight's 6-0 win over Vancouver.
Yeah, I got nothing to fall spicy Bell over there. Let's
It's the big picante.
Oh, thank you, Rat King.
let's go to Chris Knoblauch from the
During that second period, 6-goal outburst in 13 and a half minutes.
I think things just went our way. I thought overall the first period was pretty good. In the second period, we just continued to, make our plays, and we were able to capitalize early. And Jari made some big saves for us, and then you could just see that a deflated team after we got that second goal. It's hard when things are going that way, and you end up trailing. It's hard to get out of it when you're in that. I've been in that situation, and I think our guys just continue to play our game.
It's easy to look at all the offense, but you mentioned Tristan Jarry, just the stabilizing presence he had, especially in that first, and just his calm demeanor. What kind of influence does that have on the rest of the group?
Yeah, we're getting some really good goaltending right now, and Jari being one of them. It's nice having him come back from his injury and not only making the saves, but the plays that he makes with the puck and just the transition and clearing it on the penalty kill, just alleviating a lot of pressure, just being able to play the puck. And it's nice having him back, and hopefully he can stay healthy and give us a lot more games like that.
How about that third line finally producing some results? Jack was saying that he's felt good about that line's game over the last couple.
Yeah, they've been playing really well, and I know they've been outscored, but they've been certainly out-chancing the other team quite regularly, and just haven't been able to get pucks going in. Tonight, some fortunate bounces for the first one, and then they've been getting some chances. So hopefully they can stick with it. I think the three of them feel very comfortable. They complement each other, so we'd like to see those three continue doing what they're doing.
And how about the stretch from Kapanen since returning from injury? Looks like it's some of the best hockey he's played.
It is play. He worked really hard, and he was out for about a month. And we were anticipating him coming back, and then he re-injured it, and he stuck with it, and he was ready for it, and we were definitely ready for him to come back, and we knew he was going to be a boost to our lineup. We didn't exactly know how much of a boost, just because it takes a while to find your game again after you miss a long stretch like that. And nice to see him playing a really good all-around game and scoring some goals.
How about having to rally without Leon Draisaitl?
When you're missing a key player, somebody really important to your team, it just seems like everyone just their game steps up. They galvanize and they play together, and that's tonight. I think about throughout our lineup how many guys really played one of their best games. It was tonight, and obviously we're missing Leon, and we definitely like to have him here, and we're thinking about him and his family, what's going on right now. But we'll definitely welcome him back.
All right, there's Chris Knoblauch on his team's 6-0 win. And, a lot of people hoping for the best with the situation with Leon Draisaitl's family, taking that leave of absence. Expected to be back next week sometime is what the Oilers said in their statement earlier today. All right. I didn't have any other text that I wanted to get to. Let's go to the player of the game, unless you had something from Chris Knoblauch that you wanted to hit on. All right, we're going to pass it off to Benny Thompson for the player of the game, who Benny had the triple play. So, yes, corn chip Gunch.
Oh, I'm full.
He's full, but not the way you're saying it. I had to delete that one.
I did see that. Okay, David Bunting, player of the game. David Bunting has been a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven. He understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out on davidbunting.com or visit his Instagram at David Bunting Real Estate. For me, player of the game, Oilers player, not in the 3 stars. He had 2 gorgeous primary assists. We talked about it a lot today on this post-game show. He's going to have a big day tomorrow. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins set up Kasperi Kapanen on 2 beautiful passes to get Kapanen his goals there. And his two-way games really well. To slot back in at center, we know he can do it, and tonight he showed why he can. And so to me, I feel like his play has been great pretty much this whole year. So he's gonna get player of the game today for his gorgeous feeds, and then it's gonna be a big day for him tomorrow with 1,000 games in Oilers. So yeah, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins player of the game.
Very special tomorrow for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, becoming the first Oiler to play 1,000 games, only in Oilers silks. And we know Kevin Lowe's at 1,037 regular season games played as an Oiler, and Nugent-Hopkins will probably pass that next season. But the whole silver stick thing and the ceremony, so that'll be happening tomorrow prior to the game against the Blues. Let's take a peek ahead to tomorrow night's matchup against St. Louis. St. Louis coming off that win over Tampa in the shootout yesterday. And, St. Louis has been struggling this year.
They're 5-5 in their last 10.
Right. So I'm not saying they're on a roll or anything like that, but this
it'll
is
be
one,
a better test.
It's going to be a harder game than tonight. Belsey, what do you think about tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a harder test. I mean, they've got some pretty solid players in the lineup. Colton Parayko's a solid defenseman. What do they got? They're 3-3 in their last 6. So I mean, it's not like they're doing anything great or anything bad, but they're around. But they're a solid team. They're a scrappy bunch. I know they got some injuries, but I do expect to have a better effort out of them than what we saw against the Canucks. Yeah. Just deeper lineup.
Well, they have NHL players on their team, like a full roster of NHL
exactly. They're not very good on the power play.
Yeah.
They're not very good on the PK. They struggle to score goals. They give up almost 3.5 goals a game. So it's a very winnable game for the Oilers. They just need to make sure, once again, that they come out and they take the game.
Not wait
for it to happen or wait to see what the other team's going to do. They have to go out and take the game, and so they can get back. One of my points I wanted to bring up in Game Changers was the winner's circle, but I didn't feel like it was fitting enough because I didn't want it to be one game back into the winner's circle. Like This is a time now where you have games where you can string together. Okay, you just played Vancouver.
Yep.
You saw how that went. St. Louis, yes, they are better, but they're not that much better. This is a very winnable game where you should be able to get 2 in a row.
Okay.
And then from there, you got New Jersey coming up right after that. Okay, New Jersey's obviously the best of the 3, but let's make no mistake about it. You should have a 3-game winning streak by the end of these 3 games. That's what I'm expecting. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And to me, it is a situation where the Oilers need to go out and take it, not wait for something to happen.
I like that mentality. I hope that's the attitude that the Oilers take it to tomorrow's game. Take the game, no mercy, whatever you want to call it. The Devils, by the way, losing 4-1 to the Carolina Hurricanes tonight. And recently, New Jersey... Oh, where are they sitting right now? Second last in the East, tied with the Ottawa Senators, 24-22-2, 4-6 in the last 10. On the road, the Devils have a 12-13-0 record. I know they've had some goaltending struggles, and they've had to deal with some injury issues, but they've also given the Oilers fits in recent years. We'll see. Well, before we even get there, the Oilers have to take care of the St. Louis Blues tomorrow night and put to rest an ugly record in the second half of back-to-backs, which has been a problem all season long for the Orange and Blue. Benny Thompson, some final thoughts from you?
Good win. If you lose tomorrow, everyone's going to forget about this win today. So
easily.
Make sure you take it to another. I understand they have a better line than what the Canucks had tonight, but that's still not a great lineup they have over there. So go get a win tomorrow and start off your homestand well.
make it a special night, not just for the Nuge, but for everybody as he plays his 1,000th NHL game. And the Oilers looking for a win on home ice to make it back-to-back victories on back-to-back nights. There's Nolan from St. Albert. Lots of nasties. There's Matt from BP. In the number 1, not Joaquin Gage jersey, that is Courtney. And then there's Sarah back there and Cindy. And they work so hard to make it a good time, and that's exactly what it was here. Also, big thank you to Curtis and Tony from Boston Pizza 170th. To everybody who came out tonight, you guys are great as always. Everybody was in good spirits. Everyone was a little spicy tonight, including Belzy, and we had a great time. So shout out to all of them who came out tonight. Thank you to everybody who listened. iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, UpToSportsTalk.com's audio player, and of course to those who watch, we appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. We are back tomorrow night as the Oilers face off against the Blues in Ryan Nugent-Hopkins' 1,000th NHL game. We're on the air at 5 p.m. Game at 6. For Ben Thompson and Shawn Belle, I am Tom Gazzola saying have a great night. Be well. See you tomorrow.